This tiny fish is making a big splash in the world of scientific research. These shimmery tropical fish are popular in freshwater aquariums, but they are also a valuable tool for understanding human health.
I should look at you all in the camera. The zebrafish is an excellent system for understanding human disease. Because they've got so many similarities to humans, that makes them a great system for going in and doing experiments that, of course, we can't do in humans.
Zebrafish research started here at the University of Oregon 50 years ago.
The UO is very famous for its zebrafish research. Zebrafish research was founded here at this university by George Streisinger, and in fact this is the Streisinger building that we're in right now.
Today, in labs around the world, scientists are using zebrafish to study everything from diabetes to Parkinson's disease. Zebrafish are what scientists call a model organism.
So a model organism is one that can be studied not only for itself, but to understand other organisms too. And we can particularly use it as a model to learn things about us.
That's the real goal of working with zebrafish, is to, if we can figure out the underlying biology of why it happens, then we can apply that to humans.
But why zebrafish? What makes a zebrafish such a great model organism?
A zebrafish is a great model for other vertebrate organisms. Their genetics are very similar to all other vertebrates. So from that perspective, they can be a model for us.
They're small fish and they're very tractable in the lab. We can do a lot of experiments with them.
Zebrafish are also optically transparent during early stages of development. That means we can see clear through the animal to investigate a lot of things that we couldn't look at in any other model system.
Their morphology is quite similar to us. They have all the same internal organs that we do. They have all the same external features that we do. Fish are social animals, just like people. They also do a whole variety of different types of behaviors.
In the Grimes lab, researchers are taking advantage of some unique traits of the zebrafish to better understand spine development.
We work on how the body develops its correct shape, and this can go wrong in disease. There are many diseases where the spine is malformed. One of the most famous is scoliosis.
Scoliosis affects about 3% of the population worldwide. It has a sex bias that we don't understand at all. More women develop scoliosis than men.
So the current treatments for severe scoliosis in humans are essentially very invasive surgeries where you go into the spine and you put sort of metal plates in there to try and mechanically re-straighten the spine. So it would be much better if we could figure out the sort of underlying biology of why the spine curves in the first place, because good chance that will lead to sort of different kinds of therapies and potential avenues for treatments which are less invasive and maybe even better.
So how can zebrafish help solve this puzzle?
We love the zebrafish model system specifically for spine development because they start segmenting and forming their spinal column around 8 to 10 days when they're still quite optically transparent. So that gives us a really nice window into the basic biology of spine development in the fish. We also love them because zebrafish spines are a lot more like human spines than you would imagine. They experience life head first in a way. They swim through the water, and the way that their spine bears force because of that is actually very akin to the way that we experience gravity.
They also naturally develop curves at a very high level, just like humans do. So that makes them sort of predisposed for the same condition as humans. And that means when we look at the genes that are involved in this process, we assume that many of those same genes are going to be involved in the human disease.
It's pretty cool that something so small has made such a big difference worldwide.
We're really fortunate to work on zebrafish at the University of Oregon. In addition to it being developed here, we still have a lot of the original powerhouses who greatly expanded our knowledge of the basic biology of zebrafish. We've got Monty Westerfield, Judith Eisen, John Postlewaite. All of these people are still active researchers that I can interact with on a daily basis here.
It was such a great idea that it really attracted people to work on it. So first it attracted people here at the University of Oregon. And that attraction spread out to people at other institutions. Lots of people started jumping on the bandwagon because this was a great alternative to using mice for certain types of experiments. And it rapidly went from this small Eugene cottage industry of 3 or 4 laboratories to being expanded around the country and around the world There are now something close to 1,500 laboratories where people study zebrafish. It's really a University of Oregon invention that has spread out and rippled out throughout the entire world.